Hello, this is Trish. Welcome to my channel. And today I'm going to show you how to make this little rainbow keychain. It's very simple and it won't take too long. So what you're going to need is scrap amounts of worsted weight yarn in purple, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red. You're going to need a couple of buttons, or you can use fabric paint, which is what I'm going to do with the one that we make together today. You're going to need a very small amount of black yarn and a tapestry needle and a key ring. And today we're going to be using our G hook, our size 4.0 millimeter hook. And yeah, it'll be really quick and fun and easy. So to start, we are going to get our purple onto our hook. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And we'll get started here. So either chain 5 to make a magic or to make a ring, chain 5, slip stitch into the first stitch to make a ring or make a magic ring. I always do chain 5, 3, 4, 5, slip stitch into the first stitch to make a ring, and then into the ring we're going to single crochet 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, oops, 5, 6, 7, 8, oops, and 9. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch colors now, but I'm going to slip stitch into that first stitch and draw up a loop. So now I have 2 loops on my hook, and I'm going to cut my yarn and bring on blue. So here we go. Now to put my blue on, I'm just going to kind of loop it over my finger, and then I'm going to draw up that loop, the last loop, to complete the single crochet that we started over here with the purple. So I'm going to just draw it through, and that counts as my first single crochet of that round. And now what we want to do is increase a round. So we're going to go from 9 stitches to 18 stitches. So that means we're going to put 2 stitches into each stitch around. So this is stitch 4, here's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, whoop, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17, 18. And then I'm going to begin my next round by, I'm going to keep the blue on. I'm going to slip stitch into that first stitch, draw up a loop, and then I'm going to cut off my blue to add my green. Okay, so same thing. So I'm going to just loop it over my finger, and then I'm going to draw a loop through to complete that first single crochet. And now what we're going to do for round 3 is we're going to go 1 single crochet followed by an increase, 1 single crochet followed by an increase. We'll do that 9 times, bringing our total for this round up to 27. So here's what it looks like again. Single, increase, single, increase. That's stitch 9, 10, and here's my increase, 11, 12, 13, here's my increase, 14, 15, single, increase to 17, 18, single, increase 19, 20, single, increase 23, 24, single, and increase. There's my 27. Okay, so let's change color. We're going to slip stitch into the first stitch there and draw a loop through. Now I've got 2 loops on my hook, and I'm going to cut, and I'm going to move over now to yellow. So I'm going to use yellow to complete that single crochet. And this time, so that's 1, 2, I just did a single crochet. This time we're going to go single single, single, decrease, single, single, decrease. So one single, one decrease. All the way around, we're going to take it up to 36 stitches. Here's my increase. So this is 3, 4, single, single, increase. This is stitch 8, single, single, increase. That's 12, single, single, increase. 16, single, single, increase. This is 20, single, single, increase. There's 24, single, single, increase. There's 28, single, single, increase. That is 32. And here's our last one, single, single, and an increase. That's 36. All right, so I think I must have made a little bit of a mistake back here. I think I probably single crocheted over one stitch there, and that's why when we're changing color now, it's going to be off over to the left a little bit, but that's okay. It's not going to affect the impact, or it's not going to impact this design at all. So we're going to switch colors now. We're going to go from yellow to orange. And this time we are going to increase. Okay, so that's my stitch 1. And I think last time, I think I maybe started counting over here at the next one. So not a big deal. Yeah, my crochet is never going to be precise, guys. So I'm okay with flaws. So anyways, we're going to increase the round number over here to 45. So that's going to be 3 singles followed by an increase, 3 singles followed by an increase. We're going to do that 9 times, taking it up to 45. So there's 1, single, 2, single, 3, and now here's my increase, 4, 5. Here we go. We'll do that again. Single, 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 and an increase. That's 10. Single, 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 increase. That's 15. Single, single, single. There's 20. Single, single, single. There's 25. Oops. Wait a second. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now here's our increase, 25. Single, single, single. There's 30. Increase to 30. Single, 1, 2, 3, and now here's our increase. This is 35. Single, 1, 2, 3, and our increase to 40. And we're going to go one more time. Single, 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 and we're going to increase one more. And now we are going to switch to our last color, which is red. So I'm going to slip stitch into the next stitch, draw up a loop. So I've got 2 on my hook here, and bring red on over. This is our last round, and we're not going to increase here. We're just going to single crochet all the way around. So it'll be 45 stitches here. And when we're finished this round, that will be our last one. And then we will turn it into a rainbow. So you're just single crocheting around here. This is a really good way to use up your scrap yarn, actually. And it's nice and quick. These make really good, they're good sellers at markets. And you don't have to put a face on it if you don't want to. I always like to. I always like those little faces, but not everybody does. Another thing that you could possibly do would be to crochet a separate piece of a little cloud and put it underneath, half of it or the whole thing. It would be super cute. There's all kinds of things you could do with these. All right, so now we're at the end here. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and slip stitch into that first red stitch. And then what we're going to do is we're going to fold this in half. And you're going to want to tuck in all of these ends. And just fold it in half. And we're going to single crochet across the top, but we're going to go back loops only. No, you don't have to do back loops only. This is how I did mine, and I just like how it looks. So back loop, sorry, into the front, the loop that's facing you here. So yeah, it doesn't matter too much. What I'll do actually right now is I'll just do a couple of more stitches just to show you what it's looking like. And then I'll undo it and I'll show you what it looks like if we just crochet through both loops. And either way, it really does not matter. It's personal preference, if you even have a preference. Okay, so here is doing the back loop of this row. You have this little bit of a ridge here. And now I'm just going to undo it and we'll go through both loops and you'll see the difference. So now I'm just going through both loops. And when you do both loops, it just looks like there's an extra row. You don't get that little ridge. So either is fine. See that? It's just kind of an extra row. So we'll keep going. And actually what we'll do is we'll just stop here. And just while it's still open, and you can do this ahead of time, we're just going to add a little mouth because then we don't have to worry about tucking that end in. We can just get our little mouth on here. And okay, so I'm going to just start here at the bottom of the orange. And I'm going to just do 2 little straight stitches on a diagonal. So 1, oops, got caught in there. 1 and 2. So my little face is going to be sort of on a diagonal. There we go. There's my mouth. And I'm just going to tie this off or tie a knot. Now I always like to use a bit too much yarn because I have learned the hard way what happens when I try to scrimp and save on my yarn. And so anyways, you will have extra and do use extra. That's fine. You want to have too much rather than too little. I'm going to just keep crocheting around this here. And pretty soon we're going to crochet that key ring in. But we'll get closer to the edge before we do that. Okay, I think I'm about ready. I'm going to do 1 more stitch and then I'm going to crochet this key ring in. Now to do it, it's very easy actually. But one hint, the key rings, you always have like this little section right here, like where you're going to put your keys in. So you want to make sure that's pointing up because you don't want it to be crocheted in because it can actually get caught on the yarn if you try to turn it this way. it might get caught on the yarn. So you want this facing up, okay? Just a little hint for you. I'm gonna tuck these threads in. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just get that in, and I'm gonna put this guy over here and crochet through like this, one. And then I'm gonna do another one, two, and I'm gonna do one more. So I'm just grabbing the yarn through the circle, through the ring. And now I'm gonna just go ahead and keep crocheting to the end. Okay, and I'm gonna just slip stitch into the end here and draw up a loop. I'm gonna fasten this off. I'm gonna leave kind of a long tail. It for sure does a long tail. And I'm gonna be cutting that off, but I wanna have enough that I can actually work with it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get it into my tapestry needle. I'm gonna just tie a quick knot. And then I'm going to tuck this in and hide this tail. I'm gonna make it nice and go quite far across so it doesn't work its way out. And trim it off. And then you can either use little buttons for the eyes, but I'm gonna use my dimensional fabric paint, and I'm gonna give it a good shake here. And what you wanna do with it is, first of all, I'm gonna just grab a tissue here and make sure that it doesn't all come out in a big glob, because that has happened before. Okay, no, it looks good. I'll just clean that off. And I'm gonna do my two little eyes. I'm gonna put them right on the side here, just above. So like that, 2 dots. And then you have to let this dry for 24 hours. So there we go. There's our little rainbow keychain. So yeah, so there you go, guys. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this. Subscribe to my channel. It helps me with my algorithm and I really appreciate it. And it helps me to continue to give you free content. Yeah, okay, thank you and have a great day.